Hello everybody, this is JD. I must talk to you about something. But before I start, I want to talk about a few other things. First, read to you something that if you go to the Constitutionist Party, www.theconstitutionistparty.com, the very first thing you're going to see is a passage. You all must start to realize that you are the key to this nation. Unless you start doing something, we cannot do anything at all. That's right. You, the people. Now, what is this video really going to be about? A question. One question that is asked of me by many, many people. And actually tonight, I'm going to tell you, show you, and start doing something about it. Not the way you expect, but the way it needs to be done. The question is, as president, what are you going to do about the corruption that's in our hallowed halls of Congress, both the House and the Senate? Nice question. And they ask about the lobbying. The lobbying, I will do my darndest to get off the floors of Congress, starting with the biggest lobbyist of all, the Democrat and Republican political parties. They don't belong on the floor of our government in Congress. And of course all the other lobbyists and special interest groups. But wait a minute, what about the corruption? And the senators and Congress people that listen to the lobbyists instead of their people? Well, you can give me the authority to do something. As president, you can give me, if you the people want to. And I'll use the guidelines of the Constitution to decide. And through the Constitution in some way, and the power of the people, I will get the authority to decide. But I don't want to do that. I would fight that tooth and nail. Why? I may have the purest constitutional heart and thought of both you the people and our forefathers to do it with. But I will then set a precedence. And then you get someone like Nixon, Jimmy Carter, or some other weak or corrupt president who would then have the same authority and power to pick and choose who could be a congressperson or a senator. Now you all complain about the government federal government getting too powerful. You will have at that point when that president can pick and choose for any reason whatsoever a congressperson or senator, be more powerful than you will ever realize. And that is so much against the Constitution that I feel I could not do it. But yet, tonight I told you I would start on the corruption that's in Congress, both the House and Senate. But right now I'm telling you, no. Don't give me that authority. Don't relinquish it. It rests in only one place. First and foremost, probably the most largest contributor of the corruption in our government is not the lobbyists or the special interest group. But it is a group. It's about 60% of the nation, maybe a little bit more. It's the people who do not vote. See, by not voting, you have given the government your full approval of whatever it does. Now you may argue, yeah, my vote don't count, my vote. As an individual, especially if you're the only one that's voting one way, but it does make your voice heard. But as a group, your vote means a lot. It's more powerful than any gun. Now you know your congressmen and senators, oh, they're true blue, they're going to do what you want, so you keep voting them in. But somebody in there is not. Corruption begins when a congressman, congressperson, or senator follows party lines. Because now they only care about one small group. Now, as you know, they mark each area off as Republican or Democrat, and they do that by the number of people that belong into the party. Because they know most of those people will only vote party line. Even if they don't agree with what the party says. Prime example, Rush Limbaugh. Yes, he's a party person. True blue to the core. He did not agree with who the party picked as for presidential candidate. McCain. So what did he do? He said he did. But after they picked him, he supported him 120%. That's a party person. My party's right no matter what it does. But he's not the one that causes the problem. You who do not vote gave your approval of everything our government does. You who do not vote elected Obama as president. You who do not vote allows the corruption and special interest groups in our government. You want to do something about it, people. Look towards your Constitution and see the power that you have. No congressman or congresswoman or senator is guaranteed a full term. No. At any time, they can be removed. You just need to look at how to do it as a people. It's not going to be easy, because if it was easy, people would be pulling congressmen and senators and congresswomen out of government left and right. But you as a group must start realizing you are the answer to the corruption. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's up to you, the people, to remove the corruption from the hallowed halls of Congress. When your congressman and senator and congresswoman listens to those special interest groups and listen to those lobbyists, and not you, and you can prove it, that congressman or senator had just committed an act of treason. And all it takes is a revote to prove it. Not writing your congressman and senator, but actually getting the people together. When they see their district moving against them, they'll listen, because they know their job is at stake. See, when people start realizing they're going to get fired, they start doing their job very well. So, what am I going to do about the corruption in the House and the Senate? I'm going to turn to you, because I don't want that power to be able to decide who can be a congressman, a congresswoman, or a senator. And I definitely don't want the president after me to have that power. Because if they could pick, then they can choose the government they wish. And we have just entered a real dictatorship. It was bad enough we were stuck with it for 2 years. Because the people who do not vote approved of what these political parties, the largest lobbyist groups in our nation, did. Party people are going to vote party lines. That's it. It's up to you, the independent, and you, the people who do not vote, to decide what the government does. That's right. But more so because they're the largest group of any group in the whole country is the people who do not vote. For you give total approval to whatever our government does. So what am I going to do about the corruption in our Congress? I'm going to do my darndest to get all of you out there to realize it rests in your hands. You control our Congress. You control our government. And if you don't get out there and do something, you approve of it. This is JD. Let me end this with reading to you one more time the very first thing you will see when you go to the Constitutionalist Party. You all must start to realize that you, the people, are the key to this nation. Unless you start doing something, we cannot do nothing at all. Thank you. This is JD.